just south of Fulton. Road conditions on state U.S. Route 481 are just deplorable. We were barely going 40 miles an hour. People got their hazards on. There's a plow over there. Road conditions are just terrible. Moderate snow is currently coming in. Heaviest snow is expected over the overnight hours into the morning. The worst is not even here yet. Yeah, right there. Oh my God, that's one of our vans. Oh man, that's one of our vans. It's one of my vans. That's a Penske truck that got stuck. Yeah, it's probably an Amazon van coming back, probably spun out, or just the van probably just got stuck. Probably, considering it's a tow truck, there's no damage. Probably just got stuck. Probably not enough treads on the tires, I'm gonna assume, because there was a little bit of an uphill climb there. Yeah. Road conditions are very bad here in the central New York region. This is only a couple inches of snow, but the problem is they didn't pre-treat the roads, and it's in the upper 20s, so very cold surface temperatures. Snow is falling, no melting, so it's accumulating. The only thing that's keeping the snow compact and not and keeping it like close to the ground is the tires that are going over the snow. Unplowed roads, no pre-treating. I mean, thankfully no spin-outs yet, because everyone's tires here are pretty much winterized. It's not like required by law in here, but it's common knowledge that you winterize your tires up here. Almost everyone has winter tires for this kind of weather, so yeah. But if this was New York City, it would have been a nightmare. Yeah, that Penske you saw over there didn't have winter tires, and that's why they got stuck. With a very heavy vehicle, especially with front-wheel drive, or if it's not all-wheel drive, if you don't have all-wheel drive and you don't have winter tires, don't go out. Especially if you're going uphill, you're probably not gonna make it up. Oops. All right. So it's definitely below freezing, considering there's some ice forming. So yeah, it's definitely below freezing. Snow right now is coming down light to moderate. I looked at the Kuchera method, which is calculates snow based on temperatures at 700 millibars or 10,000 feet going down towards the surface. Kuchera method shows a little bit more snow than the 10-to-1 ratio. So snowfall, the ratio is about, I would say, 11-to-1, where 1 inch of liquid equals about 11 inches of snow. Oswego is expected to get about half an inch to about just under an inch. Depends on what model you look at. So for Oswego, which is right on the lake, should be a little bit warmer than just maybe a couple miles inland. So Oswego itself, like right at SUNY Oswego, should be about I believe 6 to 7 inches, while Fulton could get closer to 10 inches, because Fulton is we're about to go into Fulton. I think Fulton will get closer to 10, about 8 to 9 inches, while Oswego should get about 6 to 7, as there's going to be some moderation from the lake, but not by much, just a little bit. Scriba should get about 6 to 8, because you're going to be getting an east-northeast wind, so not much wind off the lake. Oswego will get a little bit more, so Scriba should get 6 to 8 inches. Pulaski should get upward of a foot of snow, considering higher elevation. And if you're going towards east of Pulaski, east of 81 into the Tug Hill, if you're going to be over 1,000 feet, you're looking at least 12 to 14 inches of snow. First, you're going to be getting the uplift, the orographic uplift, colder temperatures, so higher ratios. So you're going to be looking at about a foot of snow in the Tug Hill. And this is not from lake effect, this is from the storm itself. New York City right now, the rain snow line is creeping northward. Last checked, it was just south of JFK. I was able to see the bright banding looking at the terminal Doppler weather radar for JFK. New York City is going to get a little bit of snow at the beginning. It's already changing over to rain, and then could end as a little bit of wet snow tomorrow evening. Just a little bit, no accumulation. Right when I'm freaking live. Not a good time. Hey. Not even home yet. I mean, I'm gonna answer the call when I get home. Okay. Yeah, we're barely going. Speeds are about 30 right now because it's not safe to be driving at highway speeds right now. The road conditions are just terrible. It's very unsafe right now. So and plus I have to get up very early in the morning because I have to be at the Amtrak train station tomorrow at like 11 a.m. So, because I have to be at the bus station to go to Syracuse at 8 in the morning. So, and considering how bad the weather is going to be, I can't use the call a bus. So I'm gonna walk to campus. So I'm gonna probably get up at 7 a.m. or even earlier, probably 6:37. Make sure I got everything that I need. All right, hey Constantine. So yeah, looking ahead, the next system is gonna bring quite a bit of rain towards New York City, and even Syracuse will be snow at the onset, transitioning to rain. And then looking ahead, the North Atlantic Oscillation is right now trending negative. There's a block developing around Greenland. So that is going to allow for some major cold air to infiltrate the northern United States, especially right now with the Arctic Oscillation trending negative, the NAO trending negative, and the PNA being right around neutral. We could have some major cold air outbreaks towards the middle end of January. And I mean some big time bone-chilling cold with major lake effect events, especially for eastern Great Lakes region. So the Tug Hill could be getting several feet of snow by the end of January. Already all the models are showing this. January 19th to 20th could potentially, it's a potential, it's not yet confirmed. It's not like, yeah, it's going to happen. But the end of January, it's going to be very stormy for most of the Northeast. It's going to be very cold, especially northern New York. Could see some of the coldest temperatures we've seen in at least a year. And it's not going to be a quick one-off event like how it was last year, where we went 9 degrees below zero and 2 days later we were in the 40s. This could be several days, even a week or two, of well below freezing temperatures. This could be a similar event towards the 2014-2015 winter. While we were not in the El Nino at the time, some conditions are similar, especially with the eastern Pacific being very warm, the Atlantic being in the warm phase, and while the NAO was not negative and the PNA was positive, because of the NAO being negative, even though the PNA is also going to be a little bit negative, this is showing some analogs that are more similar towards 2010, 2011, even though that was a La Nina winter. Right now, the El Nino is quickly weakening. That is why the El Nino is starting to lose its grip. The El Nino went from strong to moderate, and now it's going to weak right now. And that's why we're starting to get this pattern change. By the summer, we will have major La Nina conditions that are possibly going to develop. The ENSO plumes are showing very cold temperatures in the Atlantic, Pacific, and this could mean another very active, potentially historic hurricane season, especially with how warm the Atlantic is. Right now we are in the warm phase of the what is known as the AMO, or the Atlantic Multi-Decadal Oscillation. We were in the warm phase in 95, 2005, 2011, 2012. We were in the warm phase. But with the planet continuing to warm because of human activity, and in addition towards the Hunga Tonga eruption, it's adding extra warmth to the planet. Of course, the Hunga Tonga eruption emitted so much water vapor, which is why we're having such a warm year. Even without the Hunga Tonga eruption, we would have still hit record highs. I think the Hunga Tonga eruption contributed to about 30% of the warming that we're seeing. So instead of being 0.9 degrees, it would have been about 0.6, 0.7 above 1979 to 2011 average, if it was not for the eruptions. So we still would have smashed 2016 global temperature records. So, but because of the eruption, it's worse. But again, focusing back on the weather on the near term, that's more of a climate outlook. Now I'm going to look at the short-term outlook. Short-term outlook for today and tomorrow. Oswego should get about, again, 6 to 8 inches of snow, with right along the water, like within the first 2 miles, being more about 5 to 7 inches. And looking at the models, I've looked at the GFS, I looked at the European, and the other short-range models. All are showing pretty much the same, but what I'm a little concerned about is that cold air outbreak that we're going to have next week, the following week. It could be not historic, but it could definitely be significant. And while the cold temperatures won't be historic, the lake effect could be historic, especially for the Tug Hill, because Lake Ontario and Lake Erie are still pretty warm because of how warm the winter has been. There is potential for a very significant lake effect event for Oswego County and Hamilton, forgot the other county. Oswego County, and I believe Hamilton County could see some very significant lake effect events, especially towards Watertown. We could see potentially the most historic lake effect event that region has seen in perhaps a lifetime. I mean, that area is already used to getting a lot of lake effect, hundreds of inches of snow. Well, the end of the month, the beginning of February, there's potential for as much as 100 to 200 inches of snow, especially in some of the highest and most intense bands. I mean, I know this looks like I'm hyping. Have a good day. I know it looks like I'm hyping it. However, keep in mind that the lake temperatures are running about 5 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit above normal because of how warm this winter has been thus far. And with a potentially the coldest temperatures just overall that we've seen in several years, and with the west-northwest flow, there's a potential for Oswego, Fulton, but more east like Pulaski and Everett could get, I forgot the town. I know it begins with an E. Everett, yeah, it's not Everett. I forgot the name of the town. Oh, Orwell, I believe it's Orwell. It begins with an O. Not very familiar with the Tug Hill area. Small towns, but the Tug Hill Plateau could get 10 to 12 feet of snow in a very short amount of time. I think within a few weeks, the Tug Hill could get 10 to 12 feet right in the snowband. Average 8 to 9, like 7, 8 feet. But if you get in one of those really intense bands, and if you are in like, if you get that west-northwest flow, or that west flow, and you get in that band that last few days, and you get several of those events, 10 feet is possible, especially with the snowfall water ratio being very, very high because of how cold temperatures will be. I've looked at some of the models, and it's going to be some of the coldest temperatures I've seen in a very long time. 850, even down to 925, 10 to 20 degrees below zero, down to 2,000 feet. So this could be historic, potentially. This is going to be a polar vortex event. Because right now the polar vortex, the AO, is collapsing. It's going negative. So because of this polar vortex disruption, a big piece of the polar vortex could potentially come down right into the northeast. And this could mean a historic cold air outbreak. While not breaking all-time records, daily records will definitely be broken. And this could mean, as I said, a very historic lake effect event could be setting up for the Tug Hill region. And the winds won't be from the northwest, they'll be from the west. So this is a very rare event, but there's potential that Oswego, very small chance that we could finally go above average or closer to average. Because my expectation was well below average for this winter. But now what I'm seeing, Oswego could actually end up... there was a person there.
Where?
Right there. She had her hand out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get around there and get her.
It's a good thing I saw it.
Let's see if we can get her. I'll get this stuff.
Yeah. It's a good thing you have snow tires.
Not the best tires either.
Huh?
Not the best tires either.
Yeah. I actually got stuck several times when delivering packages the other day. And there were snow tires too. It's when I was going up a driveway. I'm surprised they don't put snow chains here. In New York City, they put snow chains on.
It's not part by law.
I know, but snow chains are, in my opinion, they're amazing.
It'd be a lot of work. It'd be a lot of work to put those on.
Yep. Next week, in about a week and a half, it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna get a really bad cold air outbreak. Potential. It's not certain, but we could be getting something really big coming our way in about a week and a half. I would say about 10 to 12 days from now. It's gonna be pretty epic.
She's coming.
She's coming?
Yeah.
Where?
I see her right there.
I don't see anybody.
Yeah, the visibility is pretty poor. And this is only light snow right now.
I'll get up there and get her. I just got to get out on this road. I'm going to be spinning for 15 minutes.
It's spinning?
Yeah, the tire's going to spin till I get up there.
Yeah. So it's probably better if she like comes down here. Yep, they're already spinning now. It's a good thing I caught a passenger. Otherwise, she would have been stranded, or whoever they were would have been stranded for until tomorrow. This is the last bus for the day, right? Yeah, I have a very sharp eye. It's a good thing I just...
Get out of here now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why the Penske truck was stuck. I don't know if you saw that Penske truck.
Yeah, it went off. It was in the embankment.
Embankment?
It was down in the median.
Oh, I thought it was just on the side of the
Yeah,
road.
you didn't see all the tire tracks and all the rockets that was going in between them.
No, I just noticed that Penske truck was just on the side of the road. I thought it just got stuck. You think it spun out?
Yeah, it was down in that ditch.
That's an Amazon van.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of our That's one of my company's drivers, I think. I'm gonna have to give them a call, make sure they're okay. There it is.
Sorry about that. He saw you. I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I was the one who saw you. I mean, if it wasn't for me, I don't
Go
know.
ahead, man. It's on me. Making me work so hard.
Alrighty. Yeah, this is only 2 inches of snow right now. About 2, 3. No, on the grass and like an inch in the road.
Yeah, it's all wet.
They didn't even pre-treat the roads. They did nothing. What? They don't pre-treat roads here? They really should have pre-treated the roads. The DOT should have done that.
This is gonna get it every single time.
There's more cars coming. There's like 6 more cars. There we go. All right. So looking at the forecast, it is definitely, so as you can see, I'm stuck on the bus. Yeah. I am currently stuck. Another car coming. They're still coming. I can see them.
Trying to get a run to start.
There's a lot of cars coming.
Let's get back here a little ways and look through these bays.
Yeah, to see what
Get a clear spot.
Nice, you made it.
On my first day of this month. Alright, we're back on track. Let's
Yay!
do it.
Woo! Yeah, I'm just gonna walk home. After once, I'm not ordering an Uber or nothing like that. Cause I have to be on the 8 a.m. bus tomorrow. Down to go down to Syracuse. The call bus said they're coming around 8:30, but to bring me to the campus center. I don't think I'm gonna make that bus. I mean, if I have to use call bus, I'm probably just gonna walk to campus and then
Yeah, just make sure you cancel it if you don't.
I'm probably gonna cancel, but that's gonna be a late cancel.
Well, before it's scheduled, right?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to cancel the call bus because considering the road conditions that there are right now, if they don't treat the roads by the morning, I don't know how. They really messed up. This is what happens when you don't pre-treat roads. Always need to pre-treat the roads. Forecast wasn't for 1 or 2 inches of snow. First of all, you know temperatures are going to be low. You know there's going to be an accumulating snowfall, and you don't pre-treat the roads. What do you expect? And this is not a wet snow. This is a fluffy snow. This is the snowfall water ratio right now is at least 10-1, if not higher. Because temperatures right now are at the surface are in the upper 20s. But just go a few thousand feet up, it's in the teens. So yeah, the snow's definitely blowing around. I'm seeing some evidence of the snow being kind of a loose, not a very compact snow. It's not sticking on the trees. It's definitely a pretty loose snow, meaning that is a pretty dry snow. Normally, when the snow sticks on the trees, that means it's a wetter snow. It's more heavy. If it's not sticking on the trees, it probably means it's a very dry snow. Dry snow, it's what accumulates faster because there's more air. There's more, so it's not a compact snow. There's more air bubbles that are trapped, and that allows for the snow to pile up faster because it's a fluff. It's fluffy. It's like flour in compared to dough. So try to think of flour and dough. So dough is wet snow. Flour is the dry snow. Just try to think of that analogy. You put 1 cup of, compact snow in a cup, probably give you at least half a cup of water. You put 1 cup of dry snow, probably give you about a quarter of a cup of liquid. So that's basically the comparison of how much water is in the snow. The dendrite growth zone is right around 10,000 feet, and it's that area where most of the snow forms, right around 10,000 to 15,000 feet. So that area is known as the DGZ, or the dendrite growth zone. If you're in the DGZ and you're getting temperatures that are below 0 Fahrenheit, you're going to get a very high snowfall water ratio. And of course, if you're going to be in the low 30s at surface, the snow will still be drier, but if it's below, let's say it's 31, but at 10,000 feet, it's almost at 0 or below 0, you will have a dry snow because it's below the melting point. But they may stick together, they may clump together and form big fat snowflakes. Snow does that often, but right now we're not seeing big fat snowflakes considering. So yeah, it's definitely in the 20s here. Again, there is a potential for a major historic lake effect snow event at the end of January in central New York, especially east of Lake Ontario. Historic lake effect snow event. So just south of Watertown, so north of Pulaski, south of Watertown, historic lake effect snow event is possible. Or at least, by historic, I don't mean like once in a lifetime or once in a generation, but could be the largest event that you would see in at least maybe 10 or 20 years. So keep in mind that some daily records could be set in the Tug Hill Plateau come at the end of the month. It's not a certainty, but there's more agreement with the models now that it's more likely now. Otherwise, I'm not thinking that Winter Storm Ember is gonna be a historic storm. This is not a historic storm. This is what we call a nuisance storm. This is a nuisance storm. It's causing travel issues, travel headaches, but it's not something that is record breaking. This is not like gonna, cause a city to shut down. But it is making the Sunday evening drive home very difficult. It's not treacherous, but it is very difficult. because there's a little blacktop visible here. How much snow fell so far? I would say about 2 inches, but I don't have a ruler, but I'm gonna generally say that it's about 2 inches so far. The forecast calls for a general 6 to 8 inches. So now I'm going to show you my screen. Let me see if that's possible. Yeah, I've been having some issues with Streamlabs, which is why I'm using the YouTube app. Let's see if I could transition over to the screen. Nope. Nope. All right, I'm just gonna resume this stream when I get home. But when I get home, I have an exam I have to take, so I'm not gonna be streaming for much longer. Once I get off the bus, I'll stream until I get home, and then I'm ending it. Actually, sorry, I'm at 2%. Forget it. I'm at 2%. I'm ending the stream now. Thank you for watching. Bye. My battery's at 2%. I gotta conserve the last 2%. Thank you for watching. Bye.